This is a very interesting problem. It says 3 quarts of latex enamel paint will cover about 270 square feet of wall surface. How many quarts will you need to cover 350 square feet of wall surface in your kitchen and 100 square feet of wall surface in your bathroom? Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to figure out what are they comparing so that we know how to set our proportions up. Looks like they're comparing quarts of paint to the wall surface or to the square feet. So I'm going to set it up that way. I'm going to say quarts compared to square feet. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for both of these so that I can keep everything in the proper proportion. So quarts compared to square feet. And now let's go back and let's fill in our numbers. So originally they said 3 quarts will cover 270 square feet. So 3 quarts to 270 square feet. This is my, initial rate. Now we want to find out how many quarts. So that's our unknown amount, what we don't know. Let's call that X. Well, we need to cover 350 square feet of kitchen space and 100 square feet of bathroom wall space. Well, we just have one place here for our wall surface square footage. We need to actually add those two together so that we're covering a total amount of 450 square feet. But now that we have this set up, we can go ahead and use our cross multiplication. So this would be, or a cross product I should say. So this would be 3 times 450 is supposed to equal, if we keep it proportional, 270 times X. So now we can multiply 3 times 450, and that would be 1,350. And now we have on the other side 270 times X. Now to get this X alone, I'm going to divide by 270. And I'm going to do it to both sides because 270 will cancel now on top and bottom, and we just have X equals 1350 divided by 270, and when you can use your calculator if you need to, should be 5. So now what does that tell us? Well, remember, we let X represent the number of quarts that we would need in order to do this painting with. So whenever I find an answer of 5, that means that it's going to take 5 quarts to paint all of that wall surface. Okay, let's try another one. This one says that 7 out of 10 people entering community college need to take a refresher math course. If there are 2,950 entering students, how many will probably need a refresher course? So we need to decide, what are we comparing? Looks to me like we're comparing the number of people that need refresher to the number of people that are entering community college. That's what they were talking about with the 7 out of 10. So I'm going to go ahead and set my proportion up with just the units first, which will help me to not make any mistakes in my setup. So now originally they said 7 people out of 10 need that refresher. So 7 people need refreshing for every 10 people that enter community college. Now our next part says if there are 2,950 entering students, so I'm going to put that with my entering, how many will need the refresher? This is our variable, or what we don't know. So now we can do our cross multiplication to say, or cross product I should say. 7 times 2950 should equal 10 times X. And 7 times 2950 will give us 20,650 equals 10 times X. And then to get X alone, we're going to divide both sides by 10 so that it will cancel, and we're just left with X equals 2,065. So that means that out of those 2,950 that enter college, 2,065 people will need refresher course in mathematics.